Hey everybody. So I'm gonna go over some post week 2 going into week 3 fantasy. Some do's and don'ts. I'm gonna try to do these every week starting now until the playoffs. So wide receivers, sell high, and by sell high I mean I feel like you could get more value for them at this point. Like right now, you could get a lot of value for these guys, and that value could exceed where they're gonna finish by the end of the season. And sell high for wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's just been killing it so far this season. He's averaging 30 points per game right now. Unbelievable. He had a crazy game yesterday, or this weekend. Sorry. The issue is it's a super deep offense. A lot of skill players. Jamison Williams is coming back sooner than later. And I really like him. I like him to, get a lot of forced looks just because of how electric he is with the ball. If you feel like you can get an upgrade at 2 other positions that maybe you're lacking, then definitely try to sell Amon-Ra St. Brown with a super hefty price tag. Don't trade him away for nothing garbage. But I feel like you could get a super deal for Amon-Ra St. Brown right now, and you should not hesitate if it makes your team better. Buy low. This is somebody who's underachieved so far that I feel like you could get for significantly less than where they were drafted at. DK Metcalf. DK has 8 points a game right now through the first 2 weeks. At the end of last season with Geno Smith, he actually did pretty well fantasy-wise. He found the end zone quite a bit, and that's really good. That's something that I'm hoping he will start happening again through the season. I actually just traded for him in my league for 2 guys who didn't even touch the field for me, or the starting lineup, I guess. What you should not do for wide receivers is do not trade Stephon Diggs. If I had alarms, I'd be sounding them right now. Do not do it. He is going to go crazy all year long. One of the most talented wide receivers in the league, and Josh Allen is getting him the ball like early and often, and it's not stopping. He got the starters got yanked from the game yesterday, and he went absolutely berserk. He may not do that every week, but he is going to have a hell of a season and probably finish top 3 amongst wide receivers for fantasy. Also, don't quite yet panic on Denver's wide receivers. New coach, questionable coach, to put it mildly, but it's still early. It's only week 2. New coach, new quarterback, new scheme. Give him some time to figure it out. Russell Wilson has proven to be elite, and they're gonna get it going here sooner, I hope. If things don't change by week 5, then you should start looking elsewhere, because by then it'll be too late to kind of salvage your fantasy season. Running backs, guys you should sell high right now, or could. Aaron Jones, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they're both doing pretty well. Aaron Jones had a great game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is kind of overproducing based on his draft position. Trade these guys if you need an upgrade at wide receiver, tight end, quarterback maybe. But buy low. You could get these guys for much cheaper than where they're drafted, unless somebody's just absolutely in love with these guys. Najee Harris and Derrick Henry have gotten off to very slow starts, and if you could get them for guys you drafted in the 4th or 5th round maybe, and you could get a guy who's drafted in the 1st round, that upside is still there. It's only week 2, and these teams have a lot of time to figure it out. So, I'm going to go after Derrick Henry or Najee Harris, depending on who's asking for less. In my league, we'll see what happens. Also, keep an eye on Eno Benjamin. If you have an available roster spot, I'll go ahead and grab him. James Conner is injury prone, and Eno Benjamin has already, he's put up some little decent numbers. Keep an eye on that guy. Tight ends, huge red flag. Kyle Pitts, the coach doesn't seem to care that he's not getting the ball, even though they're losing games. Kind of weird. He said he doesn't care about fantasy owners. I don't. If I was a coach, I wouldn't care about fantasy owners either. I could give two shits if I'm a coach, but I'm not. I'm a fantasy owner, and that's concerning. Keep an eye on guys like Irv Smith and Austin Hooper. I don't know. If Tannehill is pulled permanently, then I really like Malik Willis. Rushing upside for a quarterback is always great. Shout out Jalen Hurts. That's my dog leading my team. Appreciate you. But yeah, these are all the things I would look for going into week 3. You know, buy low, sell high. That applies to stock market, applies to housing, applies to fantasy football. Don't take advice from me on any of those other 2 things. But fantasy football, I feel like I got it. I got some knowledge. So let's go ahead and run that up.